The following video, I will be explaining how to use a function block. I'll be using this function block to calculate the horsepower of a motor based on voltage, current, and efficacy. And let's start using ISPSoft. In this program, I'm using this function block, and what I'll be doing is inserting the voltage, current, and efficacy, and the function block will calculate the horsepower of a motor, and I will be explaining how to create one of these function blocks. So basically, a function block is like a sub-program that runs, and you just insert whatever values you want on one side, and the function block, after executing, will give you the output values on the other side. So I'll be using this function block once again, and I'll be giving it 3 values. Function block will calculate use those values to calculate for us the horsepower. And the math that the function block is creating is pretty simple. So let's see what it does. And first, let's see how to create a function block. So if you go to function block, you just right click. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I'm online. You just right click and create function block. You select the name and select what kind of a language. Is it a ladder logic, ladder diagram, or instruction list? So I'm using ladder diagram. And if you want, you can create even a password for your function block, and that prevents other people to seeing whatever is in the function block. Or if you don't want other working on your program to change those values, the logic that you have on the function block, you can give it a password. So in my case, I already assigned a name. I'm going to be using ladder diagram, and right now I'm not using any password. So I'm just going to click cancel. And this is the function block that I created. So it's called HP calculator, horsepower calculator. I'm going to double click it, and this is the logic that the function block has. So basically, M1072 means that this contactor is going to be activated whenever the PLC status is on run. So if it's on run, it will be activated. So this is a default address. So you can use this address in your programs. So if you have M1072, it will be activated whenever the PLC is on run. So this function block will be always activated. So I'm multiplying the voltage times the current. That will give us the power, and then I will multiply the power by the efficacy. That will give us the work, and then I will be dividing the work over 746. That will be the conversion to horsepower, and the final result will be horsepower. So in these variables, I'm using double words. So you have to declare which variables are the inputs and which variables are the outputs. And you can also assign an identifier. So I'll be using identifiers. So to introduce a new identifier, you just click on this box and on this table, and you just start typing, and you type the identifier's name. In this case, I already declared these values. So I identified one as voltage. The address I left it blank. And if you leave it blank, the PLC will automatically create assign an address for that identifier. So you just leave it blank. The type, I'll be using D words, so that's double words. That's 32 bits values. And the reason why is because by doing this math, you may have large numbers, so I'll be using D words. So, and also the class, I assign it as a variable input. So in the function block, this will be an input. Same as for the current. The current, that will be an input, variable input. The efficacy, that will be also an input. And the horsepower, that's an output, variable output. So if you go to the function block, you are going to see that. You have your function block name, which is this one. And then you are going to have whatever variables you assign as inputs, and whatever variables you assign as outputs, which is on the right hand side. And let's go back to the function block. And pretty much that's what it's doing, multiplying and then dividing. That will give you the horsepower. And for voltage, you're using volts, amps, and for efficacy, you'll be using percentage. So if it is the motor is 85% efficacy, you just use 85. You don't have to put 0.85. So you just plainly use 85. And the horsepower is just the word divided by this 746. That will give you the horsepower. So in the horsepower, and let's download it, and then I will play what's going on with the horsepower. So let's download. So I'll be transferring our program to the PLC. Okay, and then I'm going to go online. I'm going to go to the main program. There you go. And also another thing that I forgot to tell you. I'm also declaring in the main program, I'm also declaring other value or other variables. For instance, value 01. I'm declaring that value as D word, because I'm always using D words on my function block. But you can use regular words. It doesn't have to be D words. But I'm declaring value 1 as a D word, and that will be stored on D7014. And since in my case I'm using D words, this value will also use D7015. So it will use two words, the 14 and the 15. Same as for value 2. It will use 16 and 17. Same as value 3. It will use 18 and 19. And value 4 as well, 20 and 21. So I'm declaring those, and I'm declaring those as D words. And then let's start changing the present value. So for voltage, I'm going to use 240 volts. And for current, I'm going to use 20 amps. And for efficacy, I'm going to use 85%. So you just plainly type 85. And the function block will calculate 546. And this 546 is not the total horsepower. So because in here we need a decimal point after 2 spaces. So in fact this is 5.46 horsepower, right? But since I'm not using any decimal point on the function block, I know that this is 5.46 horsepower. So now I'm going to use go to ISPSoft and to create an HMI program, and we're going to take we're going to input a slider bar for the voltage input, a slider bar for the current, and an input box for the efficacy. And then we're going to collect whatever values for the horsepower. So if you go to voltage, to the slider bar, double click, and the address is D7014. That's where we're reading the value. And same for the current. And now for the horsepower, there's something different here. And we have the address D7020, but remember that we said that we needed to put the decimal point after 2 fractional values, so we can do this here. So for integer, I'll be using just 3 integers, 1, 2, and 3, and for fractional, I'll be using 2, so 1 and 2. And I will put the decimal point after 2 spaces. That way you will be reading, instead of 500, we'll be reading just 5, and then the decimal points. So I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to download all of my data to the HMI. So let's put the camera. Okay, so it's downloading. Okay, sorry, downloaded, and it's restoring, and there you go. So this is the 240 volts that we introduced first in ISPSoft, 20 amps, and efficacy is 85%. So if we move the slider either up or down, the horsepower will be increasing or decreasing depending on the voltage, and also depending on the current. So, and you don't have to use the HMI. I'm just using it just so that you can easily see what is going on with in the PLC. So later on, I'm going to use this same program to put like an alarm for the HMI. Let's say that the current is exceeding the maximum horsepower of the motor, and if we go to the red mark, we can do a program that simulate that there's an alarm, and we'll do something with the HMI. But that will be on a different program. So for now, this is the program that I'm using to explain how function blocks work. So if you have any question, you can leave it on the comments below. I will be trying to leave like a zip file with the HMI program and the HMI and the ISP's program on a zip file. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that. So if you need to download it, download the program, you can do it. So I'm using my PLC is an SX2, and for the HMI I'm using a DOP B07S411. That's the HMI that I'm using, but it's pretty much the same for other HMI and PLC. I doubt that you have any trying to replicate this practice. But if you have any question, just leave it on the comments below. If you want to subscribe, you can do it. You can, if you want to receive new updates on new videos that I'm uploading. And also, if you know someone that can benefit from this video, you can recommend this channel so that they can also benefit. Okay, so that's all. If you have any question, leave it below, and I'll see you next time.